What's going on, everybody? Thank you for clicking on the video. If you're interested in extending that kindness, you can also click the like and subscribe button. While likes and subs don't pay for the rent, it does help into making that dream become an eventuality, so thank you. Enjoy the video. Hey, what up, everybody? Mura here, your favorite albino Hokage. And I just wanted to chat with you guys about a little something that's been bothering me on the internet. Now, I know what you're thinking. What? Zeeg? Bothered by something on the internet? No way. Never heard of that happening. And you're right, it has never happened up until today. Today being the very first day that it's happened. So I'm gonna bitch about it a little bit. So essentially what I want to do is talk to you guys about how to support your favorite artists. And for the most part, I'm going to be referring to the artists who are a little closer to the ground. Maybe people you know that are trying to get started up, have subscribers or something like that, somewhere in the lower hundreds to upper tens to 20s of thousands. This is more so going to be for them. Everyone else kind of doesn't need... Fuck. What I wanted to say is that they don't need your support anymore, but that kind of doesn't make sense because an artist always needs your support. Like, I think without your support, they lose their superpowers or some shit like that. I'm not sure. But for the most part, just simply due to how YouTube algorithms and Tumblr algorithms and so on, usually a social media's algorithm is to take something already popular with hundreds and hundreds of thousands of likes and so on and so forth, and to push them to the forefront of the page. And that's just a business decision for them, simply because when someone goes to your website, you want them to see the most popular thing on there. You want them to see the things that are constantly getting buzz and constantly being talked about and shared and so on and so forth. And that just comes from that artist already having a very reputable amount of exposure. You could almost think of it like if every artist was a balloon, and the more likes and shares that you give that artist is like air, and you pump air into that artist, and they get big and bigger and bigger, and they essentially get big enough to the point where everybody in the whole town can see them, where you don't have to pump air into them anymore. Essentially, they're gonna be big enough to be seen by simple passerbyers or whatever. And that, for the most part, just brings me to the point that I'm trying to make, in that people that support their artists typically tend to do it the incorrect way. And there absolutely is a incorrect way for you to support your artist, someone that you want to see go further, or so on and so forth. And if you have no interest in supporting an artist that you like, then yeah, hey, whatever, that's okay. At this point, you're just watching this video because you're bored and you have nothing else to do with the 5 minutes that you're eating that sandwich with. But hey, if you are super interested in seeing your artist succeed, then strap the fuck on in and let's get ready to dig into this fat meaty pie that I cooked up for you guys. So let's start to discuss what I think, or rather, not what I think, but what I think the internet thinks is the most effective way to support your artist. And they're not hard concepts at all. As a matter of fact, I'm sure you're 100% familiar with them. So the three main ways to support your favorite artist is through Patreon, through retweeting, resharing, and through liking. I'm leaving comments out of this simply because comments only have as much power as the artist decides to give them. Because without the artist actually seeing it and interacting with it or anything like that, you're essentially just throwing words into the void. It's not in any way helping the art. Well, I guess it could help the artist in making their content look more interesting than it might seem on the surface, simply because people tend to get interested in things that they see a whole bunch of other people talking about. So I guess for the most part, commenting can help, but that's essentially really not what I'm talking about. What I want to talk about, again, the three main things: the Patreon, your likes, and your retweets. So obviously the most effective method of supporting your favorite artist is Patreon, and that's just you directly giving them your dollars, and that's pretty clear and cut right there. The main meat of the discussion here is to talk about the likes and to talk about the shares and retweets and all that. Usually about 99.973465% of the time that I see an artist put up their work and I look at their likes and I look at their reshares, the scaling on it, the balance is normally tilted incredibly in favor of likes. For if there's like 500 likes on there, there's probably only maybe 100 shares or something like that. And sometimes I see it be a little worse, in where a piece of art could have thousands and thousands of likes, but only barely scratching 100 or so retweets and shares. And I just want to talk about that for a little bit, because really, when you think about it, the like does nothing for the artists. A lot of exposure for artists is going to come from the retweets, the resharing, the reblogging, and so on and so forth. At the end of the day, when you consider what it is an artist is trying to achieve, ultimately it can be money, and I'm sure for the most part all artists would like to live off of their art and make money from it and continue to further create art and make even more money from it and so on. But at the end of the day, any artist's main focus that they want for their art is to have more eyes on it, because at the end of the day, more eyes on the art is going to equal multiple amounts more than simply liking the art. Now, I'm not totally saying just stop liking completely and only do retweets and reshares and reblogs. Likes do look good to the people that happen to stumble upon their art and see that a whole bunch of people liked it, because humans in that weird way sort of work in that they prefer to roll with the tide. And if more, basically the more people that it appears likes that art, the more influenced a person is to also like that art, simply because it creates that wonder, or rather it makes that fuck, I'm fucking this all up. Fucking brain just be too dumb. Brain can't do right now. It's real early. But essentially the point that I'm just trying to get at is that if you want to see your favorite artist succeed, you need to favor the reshare over the like. Because think about if an artist put out a piece of work and 100 people saw their artwork and they all decided, oh, we're gonna like it, and they all like it and go away. Well, potentially that could mean only those 100 people are going to see that art. No, it's not being shared anywhere else except through the artist's main medium and so on and so forth. In which case, a lot of people normally tend to not see that unless they already know that they're looking for it. So for artists, they really truly need help with the exposure. Because if those same 100 people decided, instead of just liking, that they would like and retweet, and say each of those 100 people had 10 subs or something like that, that's an additional 1,000 people. And maybe my math is horrible right there. I'm not gonna open my calculator here and try to check that math, but you guys get the gist of what I'm trying to say. And I know what a lot of you could be thinking. You could be saying to yourself, "Well, Zeeg, no fucking duh. We already know this stuff. This is elementary. This is elementary in the making it in the business. We already know how that goes. More people see it, the more likely there is for somebody important to see it and get that person to blow up." Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I get it. It's all old stuff. This definitely is not a new concept that I'm talking about. Considering it's something that I've kind of thought about for a real long time, like a few years. And I've even seen other videos of people explaining this infinitely better than I am right now. But the fact remains that when I'm online, when I'm on Tumblr or when I'm on Twitter or when I'm on Facebook, I'm lying, I'm not on Facebook. Facebook is gay. But when I am on one of these social media websites and an artist is trying to share their art and get exposure out there, like I had mentioned before, a lot of the times I see the retweets to likes being severely shifted to the point that it's almost mind-baffling to me that you would take the time to click like, but then not take the additional 2 seconds to scroll over a millimeter and also click reshare or whatever. Like it's essentially doing the same thing when you think about it in terms of actions. You're just clicking a thing. You're just click. That's all it is. So it does truly baffle me to see likes totally being treated more importantly than reshares are, when it's actually quite the opposite. Likes do nothing for the artist. Likes, maybe it makes the artist feel good on the inside, maybe, but for the most part, it doesn't do anything for them. It doesn't help them with any exposure. It doesn't help them put any extra cash in their pocket. It doesn't help them in preventing themselves from going down on the corner and sucking some dick for some rent. It doesn't do anything like that. So I'm not going to beat you guys over the head with this. This video is already way longer than I anticipated it being. I thought it was just going to be a 5-minute thing just because, like I said, it's not a complicated topic or subject or anything like that. I just wanted to bring this up for discussion in hopes that maybe there's people out there that really think they're doing the right thing and helping out their favorite artists by simply clicking the like button, and that's just not the case, unfortunately. Or I could be completely full of shit and not know what the fuck I'm talking about, and you could continue living your lives exactly how you did before you were watching this video. So if you guys enjoyed that little rant, then go ahead and drop a comment and let me know how you feel. Tell me if you feel like I brought up a good point for you guys, or tell me if you just think I'm full of shit. Thank you for watching. I will catch you guys later.